No, not all mistakes are equally important. And what you want to do is focus first on those that affect your communication. Hello, this is Cerasela from FluencyRoutine, and in today's video lesson I would like to share with you 15 most common mistakes English learners make. But not just any kind of mistakes. I have specifically selected only those mistakes that can make a difference to your communication. There are 5 on grammar, 5 on vocabulary, and 5 on pronunciation. Get these right and you will avoid many misunderstandings and sometimes embarrassing situations. But before we start, you know that my focus here is to help you go from knowing English to actually being able to speak English spontaneously in real life situations. And watching videos passively will not help you with that. So what I would like you to do today is get some post-it notes and write down an example for each kind of mistake that you think you might make. And I will then tell you how to use these post-it notes so that you can consolidate correct language and therefore be able to use it spontaneously, effortlessly in real life situations under pressure. So let's get started. Could we please anticipate Friday's meeting? That's not correct. What should I say when I want to move a meeting from Friday to Tuesday, for example? What shall I use instead of anticipate, which is a false friend? I need to use a phrasal verb. Move the meeting forward to Monday or bring the meeting forward to Monday. And I know it's a little bit counterintuitive, but it is forward from the point of view of the meeting. The meeting is moving forward from its point of view, so it's getting closer to me, so I'm having that meeting sooner. If you want to say the opposite of postpone, you need to say move it forward or bring it forward. Whereas anticipate in English means simply expect or foresee, see in advance. We didn't anticipate all of these problems. We didn't expect. How about this sentence? Please remember me to call that client. Please remember me. What's wrong with this sentence? Please remember me. Well, if you say to someone, please remember me, it's the same as asking them not to forget you. Please remember me, don't forget me. So what you want to say in this situation is, please remind me. Remind me to call that colleague. When there are 2 people involved, one reminds something to the other person. Whereas when it's just you remember something, but you remind someone something. So do not get remember and remind mixed up. Oh, Tuesday at 2 o'clock. Well, let me check my agenda. What's wrong with this sentence? My agenda is the list of items I need to discuss in a meeting. It's not my diary, where I write down all my commitments, my appointments. So when you want to check whether you are available to book in an appointment, you have to say, let me check my diary. Yes, eventually I will call you. What's wrong with this sentence? Well, in English, eventually, again, is a false friend. In many Latin languages, eventually is used instead of possibly, maybe. I will call you. Whereas in English, we use it to say at the end of a set of actions that have not been very easy. So it implies a lot of effort, difficulty, and at the end of that set of difficult actions, eventually you do this. So, for example, we talked about different options, we discussed, we disagreed, and eventually we decided to go with this supplier. Where do you live at the moment? I actually live in Milan. What is wrong with this answer? Well, it's wrong because actually doesn't mean currently. If you want to say at the moment, you say currently. If you want to say in reality, you use actually. So the question, where do you live at the moment? Currently, at the moment, I live in Milan. You would say, actually, I live in Milan when the other person thinks you live somewhere else. So if somebody asks you, do you live in Rome? And you want to say, in reality, no, I live in Milan. Actually, no, I live in Milan. I actually live in Milan. So do not get actually and currently mixed up. And here I've got a sixth one because it's just such a common mistake that I cannot leave it out. Let me give you an example. My chief is on holiday this week. When I hear that, I think of a tribe. My chief, my tribe chief is on holiday. Yes, because chief in English is either the head of an organization or the police, the chief of police, or the chief of a tribe, but is not the same as boss or manager. Also, many people say responsible. My responsible is on holiday, but that's not correct. What you want to say is either my boss is on holiday, my manager is on holiday, or my supervisor is on holiday. But responsible is only an adjective in English. I am responsible, I am a responsible person, or I am responsible for these activities in the company. You cannot use it to say supervisor. So do not get chief and boss, manager, supervisor mixed up. So now if you have written an example for those kind of mistakes that you might make, how do you use them? Well, on one side you write the English, and on the other side you should write the equivalent into your own language. And put these post-it notes around your house, and whenever you see one of these post-it notes, say them out loud. Put them into a short sentence that you would say in a real-life situation, and repeat it out loud. Remember, as always, I keep saying that your repetition has to be focused and intentional, meaning that it doesn't have to be mechanic. Don't just repeat for the sake of repeating, remind me, remind me, remind me. No, you need to imagine yourself saying that in a real life situation and say it with the real intonation and intention. Can you remind me your name, please? Could you please remind me your name? That would be an example, but you can think of other examples and imagine yourself saying that thing in reality. So that was it for today. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. As always, take care and most importantly, take action. You cannot become fluent if you do not practice actively. Actively means that you have to repeat a lot, think a lot, and most importantly, repeat out loud a lot. So do that, and I'll see you next week in the next video lesson. Bye!